Welcome to episode 3 of the Wilderness Free-to-Play Ultimate Ironman series. So we left off in the lava maze last time, hunting for the steel plate body. Now, I did try hopping around a few worlds to try and get one, but eventually I figured that was a bit too dangerous, so I decided to just camp one world and wait for the body to spawn. So after a bit, we actually did get the steel plate body, and thankfully there were no PKers there, because that can be very dangerous. All they have to do is bring snares, and you're pretty much dead. I'm quite excited about this plate body because it is the best melee plate body I can wear that I know of how to get to in the wilderness. And it does have like a dozen or so more defensive stats in each style compared to the iron plate body or, Ultimate Ironman plate body that I had. I'm going to be skipping over most of the rat killing content this episode because I do end up killing about an hour of rats every episode just for food. This is the best source of food right now, so I can't really avoid it, but I don't really want to show all of it if I don't have to. I will be showing level ups and like random events while I'm at rats, though, because those are pretty important. Now it's time to head back to the Bandit camp. This is a great place to sell items that I pick up, because it's the only shop in the wilderness that I know of. And sometimes you have to lure these bandits outside the buildings and like slam the door in their face to get them out, because it's really annoying when they're attacking you when you're trying to like buy items and stuff or sell items. These gold necklaces actually sell for about $270 each, so 2 of them nearly doubled my cash stack. And in the future, we're going to be using all this gold to buy pizza bases from the guy in the bandit camp, because you can just pick up the cheese and tomatoes off the table and combine them with the pizza base, and voila, you have a pizza. So it's good cooking XP, and it's also probably going to be the best food I can get my hands on for a while. Although I think you can make meat pizzas, and you can also get anchovy pizzas from the muddy chest. Right here we hit 17 cooking, which is a nice milestone. I try to cook as much rat meat on the range as I can, because it does decrease the burn rate by quite a bit, and that makes a big difference at early levels, especially because I'm burning like half my inventory of rat meat. I forgot to mention last episode that there's actually a duo spawn of rats in the bandit camp itself. So that's a great place to get rat meat because you can just cook it on the range. And this is our 3rd genie right here, which is exciting. We've gotten really lucky with these early on. One more genie until we're level 4 mining, and that means we'll start getting 40 XP per lamp instead of 30, which means the levels, will get faster and faster. So the closer we get to 15, the less lamps we'll need per level, which is exciting. I like to talk over a diagram at least once per episode because it helps me explain things better than if I just use words alone. So this one is smithing. So how do we get smithing from levels 3 to 15? So it's tough. that's the Cliff Note version. So there's basically 2 methods we can do. The first one is we kill monsters for ores and smelt that into bars, and of course we can use the bars to actually smith into stuff for XP. Or we can just kill skeletons, and they rarely drop a bronze bar, which we can directly turn into some kind of bronze product. So those are basically the 2 methods. You can see the numbers for how many of each I need to get a level. To get to level 15, it takes 119 of each ore, or 178 bars by themselves. So this isn't going to be easy. It's going to be quite a grind. I think I'm probably going to go for the skeletons. But it's still going to be very tough. The basic point right now is to get to where I'm self-sustaining, like I regen health faster than I take damage at a place like skeletons, while I'm killing them. So if I can get that, then I can just camp them forever, and get a couple bars a trip, go run to the anvil, and then smith it. But anyway, this is kind of the strategy that I have to do to get to 15 smithing, at which point I can just pick up iron bars. Now we're going to transition over to a little bit of magic training. This consists of taking off my armor and equipping my earth staff and just sitting here and auto-casting a bunch of low-level spells to level up my magic. So we're currently level 1 magic, so we can only cast airstrike, but at least we have the auto-cast feature on the earth staff. That does make it quite a bit faster and a little less tedious. Thankfully, the early levels for magic are pretty quick. I mean, you sit here and you alternate like a combat spell and a curse spell, and you can get 5 magic in a few minutes. Eventually, I even got 9 magic, and that's really nice because we have the Earth Staff, and that makes Earth Strike a very viable option for training magic and dealing a lot of damage. It hits 6s, which is incredible for low levels. So what I would do here is just equip all my armor, and then I would try and splash curse spells on these guys, but I didn't actually have a high enough negative rating, or I guess a low enough magic rating, to splash 100% of the time. I would hit every so often, so I'd have to go in and actually clean them up with the with the Iron Scimitar. But I did have a lot of body runes, so I wanted to use those with curse spells as much as I could, because, I mean, it is pretty decent XP. I did decide to sell the black mace after a while. I don't know, it just wasn't really that much better than the Iron Scimitar. So I decided to sell it for a little bit of coins. Now I wanted to try something a little bit different than what we've done before, and that is killing moss giants. So you're going to need a lot of food stockpiled up for that. So if you remember from last episode, I talked about what moss giants dropped, and they dropped the mithril sword, which is extremely powerful. It's basically the best weapon I can get my hands on that's not super RNG based. There is actually one better that I can get, but we'll talk about that near the end of the episode. So I did try attacking these, and man, they shred you. Like, they hit hard and they hit often, and it's just not very practical at the level I'm at. So I only managed to kill one with an entire inventory of food. I did get a prayer level from it, which is nice, I guess, but man, that's so impractical right now. I think a mage setup would probably work better for these guys, because, I mean, if you can find a safe spot, you can just sit there and mage them and do a lot of damage. You don't have to worry about food. With that in mind, I wanted to head back down to the Dark Wizards, because I could possibly get some magic attack equipment to help me out. So right here we get 16 woodcutting. That's not bad. I don't really plan on leveling that up outside of just cutting wood for like practical usage, like fires, because it's not really a skill that benefits me if I level it up really high. We also get 18 cooking here, which is nice. Another step towards the 35 cooking goal. The prayer training has been coming along smoothly. I can't really complain. I got 12 prayer here. It says I should go to the tutor in Lumbridge Chapel, but I don't really see that happening. I am looking forward to getting the protection prayers in the future, but that is quite a ways off. Alright, 20 cooking. Woohoo! It's not bad. 15 levels to go, and we're there. And my burn rate has gone down quite a bit as well. You can tell I only burned a couple rat meat in that inventory, so that is extremely helpful. It means I get more XP per inventory of food. Alright, here is the first mage drop that I get, and it's the wizard hat. And what this does is it gives +2 magic offense and defense, so it's actually really helpful for killing wizards themselves, because you get that slight defense, and that means you take a little bit less damage, and that's always nice. So it's not only just used for offense. This puts my current magic attack bonus at +12, which I guess is okay. It's pretty much the best I can get. There's only a few more items that actually increase magic attack. And I almost just died to a wizard that shoots earth strikes there. That shows you the current state of my account in terms of how strong I am. So I wanted to go back to the graveyard to train on some zombies, because, I mean, you could see how much I was getting shredded by most of those monsters. So I wanted to train my defense up quite a bit, and I got 20 defense here, which is great, because I can equip mithril armor at that point, and there are quite a bit of pieces of mithril armor out there. A lot of them drop by high-level monsters, but we'll eventually get all of them. There's like a myth kite. I think there's a myth chain body as well, so that's actually better than my current plate body. That's dropped by lesser demons, so eventually we'll go there, probably when I have protection prayers, but it's good to get that defense level at the start so that we're a bit tankier to train on monsters. Now that we're near the end of the episode, I want to take a little bit of time to talk about random events and how they influence my account, because there are a few really strong ones. First of all, we have the mystery box. This is from that game show random event, and you can get a mithril scimitar from it, and you can also get some nature runes, so pretty beneficial stuff. I made a bit of a mistake in previous episodes in saying that the mithril sword was the best I could get without smithing, but the mithril scimitar is in reality the best I can get without using smithing. And I think it's great because it leaves a little bit of like a top tier area that I can get to for long-term goals, to be able to make, like, you know, like an addy scimitar or an addy sword. You know, that leaves some room for long-term goals, but it also doesn't leave me with a trash weapon to train with at early levels. So I think it's great. It's a great balance. So let's also talk about the maze random event. That one drops quite a few runes. Those are quite nice for magic training, and it also drops some noted coal and mithril, and I haven't really decided if I'm going to use that yet. But if I get the smithing level to actually use it, I could keep it and unnode it at Edgeville Bank, and that would allow me to, like, I don't know, it allowed me to smith a little bit faster in some instances. But I don't know, I haven't fully decided on that one yet. And the other two random events are just experience. So, you have the lamp and you have the Book of Knowledge, and that gives me mining XP. I'm always going to put that on mining XP until level 15, because, I mean, that's literally the only way I can get mining up. And then, of course, Evil Bob can also give me fishing or magic XP, but that's the only way I can get fishing XP is from Evil Bob. I haven't fully scouted out the fishing skill yet, so it may still be possible that I can use fishing in the future if I get my levels up a few times from the Bob event. I know there's bait drops that you can get, but I haven't found a fishing rod yet, so I don't know. We'll have to see. Eventually, I might find some method to be able to fish, which would be great, because I think that'd be a fun skill to do. Sadly, that's all the time I have for this episode. I hope you really enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.